I don't think so, no. I think the earlier the better, really. And the government have realised this as well in recent years, because their recommendation is now that students from the age of 13 upwards should have some careers information, advice and guidance and some education around that. So, you know, in light of that, I do believe that the earlier the better, because I think when students have goals in mind and career aspirations, they're more likely to work harder to achieve those goals.
And probably at around 13 or so, a lot of them are beginning to get an idea of their strengths and where they might want to go. So it might also be a time when you know, they look at it and examine the options of a career and then think, it's not going to be for me.
Yeah, I think, you know, it's still a time of exploration, really, isn't it? And I think the whole of the school life is really. But I think if they can start thinking about that at an early age, then that's a positive.
Do you get many who change their mind as the years go on?
Yeah, we do. I think, you know, that's something we can all relate to maybe when we were younger as well. I mean, some, obviously, not speaking for everyone, some people know exactly what they want to do and that's the path that they follow. But I say in most cases, you know, people do change their mind and there's nothing wrong with that. I always say that to students. Nothing wrong with changing your mind. You know, it's good to maybe try out different careers and see what's for you and maybe what's not.
The West Midlands and the Black Country in particular has been huge on engineering and industry over the years. Is that still the case, and is a youngster still keen to go into that line of work?
We're seeing a lot more apprenticeships in the engineering industry. You know, there are a lot of vacancies available at present, and I think with that, students are starting to think about doing engineering and think about getting into manufacturing, but I don't think there's a lot of information out there about the types of careers that they can go into, and sometimes that can be quite a vast subject to tackle, really, when I'm speaking to students about engineering, because there are so many different aspects to engineering that I think really more needs to be done to highlight what is actually available.
But are the opportunities there?
There are opportunities there, yeah. For example, I know Jaguar Land Rover had quite a few apprenticeships. They've got a new site we were talking about, weren't we? And obviously that's local.
Just outside Wolverhampton on the M54, isn't it?
It is, yeah, as far as I'm aware. And I know that a lot of our students have been interested in those opportunities, and some of them have successfully applied for those. Not sure how they've got on yet. They are awaiting that result, but it does seem that in the Black Country there are a lot of engineering opportunities out there, but it's just making young people aware of that and what it could potentially lead to and the benefits of getting into a career in that field. Yeah,
and presumably at the same time you have to say to a lot of them, look, when you leave here you need to go to college or maybe on to university. Are they still bothered that the fees and things might be beyond their reach?
I think, yeah, it's about educating students about the finance options as well, that you can afford to go to university. Just because someone in your family hasn't been before, you know, there is that option there, and you know, graduates are very successful in being employed, and it seems like a lot of people now are choosing to go to university. So in some cases, if you don't, then you might be at a disadvantage. That's not always the case, obviously, but it's something that students should aim towards, and I think without the guidance and support sometimes that could be difficult for them to realise that yes, I can go to university.
You also, I suppose, have to hope that people who run businesses, small and large, are aware that schools like yourself and others do want to hear from them. They do want to know, rather than saying, oh, we can't find anybody.
I'm glad that you've said that, Bob, because you know, there is a shortage of employers that we are able to get into school, and I think we need to give employers more of a voice in the classroom. I think they need to be in, and they need to be showing what it is they can offer to the students and what benefits students can gain from joining their company. And I think that would be brilliant if more local employers and national could provide some kind of service. And I know that's something that's being looked at right now, but you know, it'd be good if it happened sooner rather than later.